5 idioms related to wild animals that are used in everyday English and examples of how to use them correctly in sentences. 1. To quit cold turkey. To abruptly stop doing something that is bad for you. The idiom quit cold turkey means to stop or give up a habit or addiction abruptly and completely without any gradual reduction or tapering off. It is often used in the context of quitting smoking, alcohol, drugs, or other addictive substances. When someone quits cold turkey, they abruptly cease the consumption of engagement with the habit or addiction without using any substitutes or gradual withdrawal methods. The term cold turkey originates from the physical symptoms experienced by someone abruptly stopping drug use, which can include goosebumps and the appearance of cold, pale skin resembling the skin of a plucked turkey. The phrase has since been extended to refer to quitting any habit or addiction without any gradual weaning off. Quitting cold turkey can be challenging and may result in intense withdrawal symptoms, both physical and psychological, depending on the habit or addiction being quit. However, some people prefer this approach as it allows for an immediate break from the habit and avoids the potential pitfalls of gradual reduction, which can sometimes lead to relapse. After years of struggling with alcohol addiction, Sarah decided to quit cold turkey. She threw away all her bottles, joined a support group, and committed to a sober lifestyle. Tom had been a heavy smoker for decades, but one day he woke up determined to quit smoking cold turkey. He disposed of all his cigarettes, avoided places where people smoked, and relied on sheer willpower to overcome the cravings. In both examples, the phrase quit cold turkey is used to describe the act of abruptly and completely giving up a habit or addiction without any gradual reduction or tapering off. 2. To weasel out of something. To avoid something that you agreed to do, especially by being dishonest. The idiom to weasel out of something means to avoid or evade a responsibility, commitment, or obligation in a sly or deceitful manner. When someone weasels out of a situation, they typically find crafty or dishonest ways to escape or avoid their obligations, often leaving others to deal with the consequences or burden. The idiom draws its inspiration from the behavior of weasels, small carnivorous mammals known for their agility, cunning, and ability to escape from tight spaces. Weasels are often associated with sneakiness or trickery, and thus the idiom reflects the idea of using clever or underhanded methods to wiggle out of a situation. Despite promising to help with the project, James managed to weasel out of it by feigning illness and leaving his colleagues to do all the work. In this sentence, James avoids his commitment to assist with the project through deceptive means, leaving his colleagues to handle the entire workload. Emily tried to weasel out of paying her share of the bill by pretending to forget her wallet at home, but her friends were not fooled and insisted she contribute. In this example, Emily attempts to evade her responsibility of paying her portion of the bill by using a false excuse. However, her friends see through her deception and insist that she fulfill her financial obligation. 3. The lion's share, the largest portion. The idiom the lion's share refers to the largest or majority portion of something. When someone is said to have or receive the lion's share, it means they are getting the largest or most significant portion compared to others involved. The origin of the idiom can be traced back to Aesop's fable, The Lion's Share, in which the story revolves around a lion and several other animals who went hunting together. After a successful hunt, the lion claims the entire prey for itself, leaving only a small portion for the other animals. The fable illustrates the concept of the lion taking the largest and most significant portion, thus leading to the idiom's usage. Although there were several contributors to the project, John received the lion's share of the credit because of his exceptional leadership and extensive efforts. In this sentence, John is described as receiving the lion's share of the credit, indicating that he is getting the majority or the most significant part of the recognition compared to the other contributors. Out of the 5 siblings, Sarah inherited the lion's share of their father's estate, including the family business and the largest portion of the properties. In this sentence, Sarah is described as receiving the lion's share of their father's estate, indicating that she inherited the largest or majority portion of the assets compared to her siblings. Note, the idiom can also be used in situations that don't involve physical possessions, such as time, attention, or resources. The key aspect is that the lion's share represents the largest or most significant portion among the available options. Four, to open a can of worms. To inadvertently create more problems when trying to solve a problem. The idiom to open a can of worms means to create or uncover a complex, troublesome, or difficult situation that is likely to cause further complications or problems. It refers to an action or statement that leads to the unraveling of a complicated issue or a host of unforeseen difficulties. The idiom draws its metaphorical meaning from the notion of opening a can of worms as a task that is messy and challenging to handle. Once the can is opened, the worms scatter and become difficult to control or contain. Similarly, when a situation is described as opening a can of worms, it implies that it has the potential to result in a multitude of complications or create a more difficult problem than anticipated. Bringing up the topic of inheritance during the family reunion proved to be opening a can of worms, as it led to heated arguments and exposed deep-seated resentments among the relatives. In this sentence, discussing the topic of inheritance triggered a complex and contentious situation, causing conflicts and revealing underlying issues among the family members. The decision to implement a new software system opened a can of worms, revealing numerous compatibility issues with existing infrastructure and creating significant delays in the project. In this sentence, the decision to introduce a new software system resulted in the discovery of multiple complications and challenges. The situation became more complex than initially anticipated, causing delays and requiring additional efforts to address the compatibility issues with the existing infrastructure. Note, the idiom to open a can of worms is typically used to describe situations where unintended difficulties or complexities arise as a result of initiating or discussing a particular topic, decision, or action. 5. To get your ducks in a row. To get everything organized. The idiom to get your ducks in a row means to get organized, prepared, or well prepared for a task or situation. It suggests the idea of aligning or arranging things in a systematic and orderly manner, similar to ducks swimming in a neat row. Before launching the new product, the marketing team worked tirelessly to get their ducks in a row by finalizing the advertising strategy, coordinating with suppliers, and ensuring the website was ready for increased traffic. In this example, the marketing team is making extensive preparations and organizing various aspects such as advertising, supplier coordination, and website readiness to ensure a successful product launch. In order to ace the presentation, Samantha spent hours researching the topic, creating a detailed outline, and practicing her delivery to get her ducks in a row. Here, Samantha is taking the necessary steps to organize her research, her presentation, and rehearse her delivery in order to be well prepared and perform excellently during the presentation. In both examples, the idiom is used to emphasize the importance of getting organized and well prepared before undertaking a task or facing a situation. It conveys the idea of arranging everything in a systematic manner to increase efficiency and increase the chances of success. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and share, and comment below.